But we're going to see some on-stage pitching now here in the main stage. I'm going to hand over to Ed now, who will talk us through Tech Sprint. Big round of applause for Ed, please.
Well, thank you very much. It's been an absolute privilege to be part of the judging panel over the last 24 hours. We've seen some incredible individuals come together and really put their heads together to solve one problem, which is how technology can cut global carbon footprint. And it's very true to say that each of them have come up with a viable proposition that really does have useful and meaningful applications in today's retail world. And I know that I speak on behalf of all the judges when we say that we have been truly humbled by the level of commitment, camaraderie, teamwork, and sheer brilliance that that every team has demonstrated over the last 24 hours. So if I could first of all ask you all to put your hands together for every team and participant in this competition. Sadly, as a judging panel, we did have a job to do, which was to narrow it down to 3 teams to demonstrate to you in this environment the proposition that they've put together. So onto the stage, I would like to welcome the 3 finalists, and they are BJSS. Would you like to come and sit down? Barrows. Are we doing it all together? Or are they doing it? Yes, and Isobar. Have we got those other 2 teams? It's going to be a little cozy on those sofas, so snuggle up. Do we have the other teams? Yep, up you come, guys. So we're going to call each team up in turn, and they have got a strict 5-minute time frame. So guys, I'm going to call time on each of you when your time's up, just to keep it fair and to the time limit that we have. So first up, if we could have BJSS to come and demonstrate your proposition. Thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. Are we ready for the timer? Okay, I will start. So we believe that while the consumer is getting more and more educated about the environment, we wanted a solution that could give them the information whilst allowing the retailer to nudge other consumers in the right direction. So what we've done here is created a fashion retailer mock-up of a company called Matter, and I'm just going to take you through the journey so that you can see what we've done. So as I go into here, I'm going to start my usual journey, and I'm going to represent a lady looking for some jeans in this example. And as I go in, it looks fairly normal, except for we have started to put a subtle eco rating down at the bottom. We don't want to be screaming at the consumer at this point. So if they choose not to click that, that's fine. They're interested in this product over here. So as they go in, they can see that it's got a really high score from the review, and again, slightly highlighting now that it's got not the highest eco rating, and they could, if they're interested, go and have a look at that. But where the nudge comes in is that when they choose to add that to the cart, we switch to a chatbot, because we know that a chatbot has a stronger emotional connection with the consumer, and it says, before you check out, would you like to know more about these jeans eco rating? This is kind of a strong nudge, and I go, sure, tell me more about it. And at this point, it's going to take a few seconds to come up, and it gives me this information, and I'm now kind of engaged and maybe interested in going in and finding more about it. We've aggregated the information around a product's creation, movement, and longevity into one score, and then allowed the user to go and find out more about each one. So we would talk about the materials that go into it, the amount of water that was used to make that. As they move through, some information around the air miles that it's taken to get that product to them, and something around how recyclable that is and what materials it's made of. Then is the strong nudge again. Would you like to view similar products with a higher eco rating? Again, I could choose no, but I think why not? Go for yes. And at this point, it's going to replace those 3 with products that are similar to the one that I added in the basket and also have a higher eco rating. At that point, I can go in, prompted to learn more about the eco rating of this item, which has got a much higher score. So not only am I potentially buying a higher product, I'm educating myself about this. And I go, yes, I'm really interested in this, let's do it, let's swap this product. At that point, it gives me a nice prompt to tell me I've done a good thing, but it's also going to credit me with green points, which I could then use at a later date for an environmental project of my choice. Now, for the retailer, we're going to be keeping statistics that show of the total sales over a given period. This is 90 days or 60 days, I think. The number that we actually nudged in the positive direction, which was 473. It will also show me the average increase in environmental score that we've been able to move. And we can see here that if we imagine that we put this chatbot live a while ago, that we can actually see the trend line of the average transaction value per basket increasing because environmentally sustainable products tend to cost more. And we can also see the swapped product environment index, which is the average that we would have sold without the nudge and with it. Finally, there's 1 minute left, is just to talk a bit more about the tech and say that in order to do that, we're going to use a recommendation algorithm that will start with all of the products. Then it's going to use an algorithm to find, based on your purchase history, people like you, and find that if they liked product 7, you hadn't bought that one, then that's going to be a suitable one that you'd be interested in. But again, it has to find ones that are similar, same type of genes, and then filter out, again, the eco rating. So all in all, we think that this will be a subtle way of improving the environment, allow the consumer the transparency that they require in order to come to retailers like this, but also nudge them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, guys from Barrows, please. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name's James Hay, and I'm here from Barrows. We're a retail marketing agency, and we've got a very, very simple mission, which essentially is to move retail forward in every single way. But if I was to distill it, it's basically about saying, how can we deliver really sustainable innovation? And actually, who we are kind of makes this possible. So we are built up of retail strategists, technologists, and designers. So a sprint like this is perfect for us. We love working in small teams to make difficult problems become a reality. And in fact, this has been particularly difficult, I must say, over the last 24 hours. But actually, what we really do is about creating retail experiences to convert. And fundamentally, it's about making financial sense. And one of the key parts of the proposition that we built today is how can we help retailers actually make money in the process, as well as doing the right thing. And to deliver that, it's all about understanding who the shopper is and how they behave. And most importantly, how they interact with different parts of retail, physical store estates, and ultimately technology to deliver proper solutions that are going to really make a difference. And it's in that context I'm unbelievably proud to present to you today our idea, Connected Trolley. And let me talk you through what it is. But in essence, it's all about answering two fundamental issues. The first one, how can we empower shoppers to have the right information to make a more informed decision every single time they buy something? But beyond that, it's also about how can we give more visibility to the total sustainable impact of the products they're about to buy. But the key thing underneath all of this is about delivering it with stunning simplicity. And we love this example on the screen you can see from here, from Tesco with helpful little swaps, empowering shoppers to make nutritionally informed decisions that are also better value. So how will our Connected Trolley work? Well, ultimately, we're talking about putting a screen on top of the network of trolleys in a retail estate. But this screen is also empowered with RFID technology and a GPS tracker. What it can then do is simply ask shoppers to do what they always do. Put the item from the shelf into their basket or their trolley. And then what happens is that screen will automatically register the RFID on the product and will then deliver the environmental impact of the product they've just put in their basket. If we take this example on the screen, hopefully you can see above me, of the pens, you can see that actually this isn't scoring well. This has got a bad, relatively poor sustainable impact. And the reason, as the screen would then show, is because this is actually sourced from China, shipped to the UK. The screen will then go on to say, well, how about you actually consider your option? And how about we recommend an alternative? Again, as you can see on the screen behind me, here's a European-sourced alternative. Again, a good idea to help the shopper make a better informed decision. On top of that, the smart trolley will also give you a rolling average of what your actual total shopping trolley looks like. So as you can see on the screen here, or two separate examples, the one on the left, not so good, but also the one on the right, helping you to make an understanding of what each of the micro decisions you're making, how they all add up. And you can then incentivize with loyalty points on top of that. But these aren't the only benefits and features of this product. You can also help shoppers with a budget, so you'll have a rolling total of exactly what the value of your basket is at any one point. But on top of that, it can make recommendations based on what it sees that you've already purchased or are planning to purchase. Again, taking the BIC example, how about we recommend recycled notepad to go with it? But I think the thing that I'm most excited about is it can also really tackle a difficult subject around seasonality. Today, shoppers can literally buy whatever they want, whenever they want. But actually, that's not really considering the wider impact. Let's take this example today of strawberries. If you were to buy them, the retailer would need to supply them from Spain, let alone considering the cost, but the environmental impact of this isn't great. What we're suggesting with our connected trolleys is not only would it make that obvious, but it would then recommend two alternatives that are seasonally produced and locally sourced. A great example of actually how you can inform the shopper to make a better decision. And then on top of that, we'd also offer a little recommendation on a recipe on how you could perhaps bring it to life. So here's a moment of truth we made last night. But again, what you can see is it's instant. It immediately shows the capability of the technology as the screen unfolds the different elements of the story that I've already talked you through. But there's much more to this than simply that. We'll use the sustainability score sourced from every different element of how you produce the product and ship it there. But on top of that, you'll also be able to access great marketing through beacons in the store. So again, you can see a great example here. And that's critical to the business model, as well as giving the retailer more information about actually dynamically how people are shopping. So if I was to summarize those features, you get a seamless way to see the full eco impact of this product. But also you get a friction-free vehicle to deliver proximity marketing, as well as a source of live data.
Your mic's been turned off. It's brutal up here. Well done. Thank you very much. And then lastly on the podium, if I could have Isobar, please.
Okay, so thank you very much for organizing this hackathon, and the judges as well, being with us 24 hours. And we tackled, our team tackled the idea for building a reusable shopping bag platform, ISOBag. And we are focused to resolve two problems. One is environmental plastic pollution, and second is how we empower the user to use the more shopping bags, as one of the issues that they don't use reusable bags. A couple of facts. There are still 2 billion plastic bags yearly used in the UK, newly used. This is despite the fact that great job the government and the retailers are doing with reducing this, but still there are 2 billions. And one big problem with the plastic bags is that they degrade in 400 years and end up in the ocean, where they change the kind of ecosystem in the ocean, especially with turtles. And we can see also that there is great trend in the UK for the last couple of years that people are looking for plastic-free shops. This is from Google Trends. And this gives us an idea that seems like there is a kind of market to tackle, and how we can build a product or platform to help them and empower them so they can be more greater impact. Our mission is no single plastic bag in the world. So we want to have no plastic bag at all. And our idea is by building the platform which will accelerate the usage of the principle in sustainability, which is reuse and recycle. So reuse more and recycle whenever you want. And our solution is reusable shopping bag platform. Main idea is having this platform seamlessly integrated with retailers, so retailers don't need to do anything. And so I will give the words to my colleague to explain.
Hello, everybody. So our idea is that this is our reusable shopping bag. It looks just like a regular shopping bag, but this is a special QR code we put on that. And imagine that this is just a simple product in the shop. You go to the shop, you buy your groceries and whatever, and you get that bag from the counter, just like a regular plastic bag. But this bag is a bit more expensive. It costs you £1, not 5p or whatever. But you know that when you spend that £1 for that bag, you can later recycle that or refund it in one of our recycling points. Okay. Going back to the shopping, you get the bag, you pay for the bag to the retailer or whatever, you go home. That's where our application comes in, where we provide the user with the ability to link this shopping bag to his profile in our application, and that way we know that this user used that bag. We know when he bought it and when he returns it, we know for how long he used that. And based on that information, we can calculate the usage factor for the bag, and we can refund that money to the customer if he chooses so, or he can also choose to get that money instead from himself to give that to a charity of his choosing, which is again configurable through our interface in the application. We can also use that application to show the customer how we can just tell them that they actually did something and helped the environment. We can give them statistics about the impact they actually did by using our shopping bag. We can also provide them with the information about where the nearest recycling station is, where they can put that back, and we can take it later for recycling. And on top of that, we built all of this using just technologies which use less energy. This is mainly serverless technology. This is a new trend which uses up to 90% less carbon emissions. This is electricity I'm talking about. So instead of working 24/7, it just calculates things on demand. And on top of that, we use cross-platform for developing the application, so we can cut down development times, but that's not that important. And finally, this is the team.
Yeah, I just would like to thank the team that they traveled from Bulgaria here. So yeah, that's from us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all the finalists. I'm sure you'll agree that we have three extremely good concepts to take a step towards the enormous challenge that our world faces. We can only have one winner, however, so I'd like to welcome on stage Pablo, my fellow judge, who is about to announce which of the three is going home with the prize.
Hello. Hi, everybody. So it's my distinct pleasure, and on behalf of the judges and Ed and myself from Tesco Labs, to announce that this year's winner of the Retail Week Tech Sprint is BJSS. Yeah, here you go. Good job. Yeah, come on. Good job. Great. You're welcome. Good. Ed, you want to go?
I'll go that side.
Great.
Well done, guys. Thank you. Well done. I guess that's it. Thank you very much.